Let's go! Let's go! Welcome to another Ring of Fire. Today is all about Halloween Horror Nights. I'm so excited. We got a lot of awesome special guests today. We're going to play a video before we get anything started to kind of give people time to join the live stream because I know it's Friday and it's 8 o'clock. So we're going to play a video. I did this video a long time ago. Maybe it's a little corny, but I think it's cool. We're going to do this before we get the party started, all right? Let's do it. And then this is just to like get us hyped in the mood for Horror Nights.
Let's go.
Let's go. Do it. Hold on. Trying to work my laptop. I can't do it. What the heck?
Hold on. You got spooked out like last time.
I know. It's so weird. It's like my all right, let's get out of there. So I hope that got us pumped up for what's to come. I hope that brought a lot of good memories from Horror Nights.
Big time.
To me, Horror Nights means so much, and I know the guests that we got on here today, it means a lot to them too. I want you guys to introduce yourselves, let us get to know you a little bit. We're gonna start off with Mr. Scary Dre. Introduce yourself, Dre.
All right, what's up, fellow haunters and theme park goers? It is your boy Andre, aka Mr. Scary Dre. I am your number one info guy for HHN. I have been attending Halloween Horror Nights since 2010. Yes, you heard that right. So I've been going a number of years. I love this event with all my heart. I've made so many memories, made so many friends at this event. You know, it means so much to me. So without further ado, let's get right into this Halloween stream, everybody.
Heck yeah. And also, too, we got for the first time, and definitely not the last, SoCal Pals. Introduce us to you guys and give us a little bit about your channel and everything.
Well, I'm PJ. I'm Danny. And we're SoCal Pals. You can find us on YouTube at SoCal Pals and on Instagram, SoCal Pals 323. We pretty much cover everything in Southern California. So if there's something fun to do in OC and LA County, we're there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. And also, too, we got Cristal and Cris in the house. Let us introduce you guys and tell us a little bit about your channel.
Hey guys,
it's Cristal
and Cris. Yes, you already know Five Fire Spam. What is up? You guys already know Universal, Knott's, Disney. We're there, having a great time.
Vegas,
yes, all that fun stuff. Catch us on Thursday from the CNC headquarters. Looking forward to spooky season 24/7, especially HHN. Let's get it started.
Yes.
Let's go. King B with the super chat. Thank you for your support, King B. Thank you for joining everybody in tonight's live stream. Today's a Ring of Fire, so it's a special edition live stream where we're only going to be talking about Halloween Horror Nights. We ain't going to be talking about no magic keys or anything else related to anything else. Today's strictly Horror Nights. Before we get into all the houses and everything, I want to ask everybody, what do you guys think so far? Because everything's been debuted now. So, like, what's like the vibe or the feel that you got at this point in time? I'll let SoCal Pal start first.
It's fire. Obviously.
Everybody's happy with it.
I mean, this is all everyone's been talking about ever since those announcements were made. I mean, particularly like the Weeknd. I know a lot of people are not big fans of the Weeknd, but my theory was that people are going to still check that out. That's still going to be the longest line because people are going to be curious about that maze. And how are they going to do that? How are they going to make that scary? How are you going to go into his mind and make that part of Halloween Horror Nights? So I'm definitely that's going to be my on my top of my list for sure.
Heck yeah. What about you, Cristal and Cris? What's the vibe of just everything announced now?
So good. They made a comeback this year.
It was already hard to like pick which one like I was most excited for before, but now that they made like all of the announcements, and then today we went to the park and we did like a whole walkthrough, like it's even harder for me to like choose like which one I'm most excited for.
It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time we're not getting like a TV show maze or anything like that in a very long time.
And I'm shocked by that because the 1 year to bring Stranger Things, you would have thought it was this year.
No TV show mazes, no houses this year. So I think it's well balanced this year. Well balanced, a little bit of everything for everyone. It's going to be a great time.
What about you, Andre? Now that everything's out there in the open, all the lineup debuted, what do you think? What's the vibe?
Oh man, this year is definitely going to be one for the books. I mean, you know, we have a diverse collection of originals and IPs, which is a great balance to the event, I should say, because throughout the years that I've been attending HHN, you know, they've been heavily influenced on the IPs that we get every year. But this year, we got La Llorona coming back. I mean, everybody's been requesting that maze to finally come back. And after 10 years, she's finally made her return to the event. And I think this is the maze I'm really hyped for the most because I can't wait to see the effects that they pull off in this one.
Yeah, SoCal Pals, did you guys have a chance to do La Llorona back in the day?
Yeah, that was over by where Shrek 4D used to be. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I feel like people that went through
to...
that maze, like, it still haunts them. Like, they have memories of it.
I wouldn't doubt it now. I'm just curious to see what else they're going to add to it. Like, what can they possibly make it better? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show off. I know we've shown it before, but I just want to bring it to the live stream. We're going to go full detail in today's. I want to start off with the Weeknd. So we got the trailer And I just want to get everybody's reactions and just like what you get out of this.
Perfect.
Enter the Weeknd After Hours Nightmare. Only.
So when you watch that trailer, you know the first thing, like the first thought that comes to my mind is gonna be gory.
Yeah.
That's what I think. What do you get from that, Andre?
I mean, this is when I first saw the trailer for this maze, when it got announced, I didn't think that they were going to go full on gore with this one, because in the previous ones, we didn't get no gore at all. So like they were saving the gore for the weekend. So we could probably expect a lot of like gory scenes in this maze, because the description that they gave for the house, it sounds really disturbing, and it's going to be one crazy like nightmare, sadistic nightmare that you're going to be walking into when you go through this house.
What about you, SoCal Pals? What are your thoughts on the weekend?
This is crazy. I mean, I'm more curious to see how they're going to incorporate his music. Are they going to have like dark undertones, kind of like a remix of his current music? I mean, how are they going to make that scary? But as far as the theming of this, I mean, it looks great. It looks awesome. And I'm so for it. I'm with the gore. I love it. I love it.
More gore.
More gore. That's always the answer, right? We need more gore. What about you, Crystal and Chris? What are your thoughts on the weekend?
I think we mentioned it last time,
Yeah.
but we actually retweeted. Andre, I think you might have seen it, but there was like stills of his concert that he just had a few days ago. It looks so dark.
It does.
His concert, his show, the scenes, everything looks so dark. So I think like if you have gone to see The Weeknd on tour right now, this is like, it's going to be like you're walking on stage. It is dark and creepy, except you're going to be getting scared. And yeah, I agree. We cannot wait to see how they incorporate the music. It's going to be like walking through one of his music videos.
Yeah, I agree, which I think that's why a lot of people are excited, because a lot of people love The Weeknd and they love his music. So that's being incorporated to HHN, and it's like different, and
And again, if you're not a fan, I feel like you're still gonna want to go through it at least once. So that one might have a very long line. I think it's high on everyone's list just because they want to check it out, just because people are curious too.
Yeah.
Do you guys think this is like the 2-3 hour maze every Friday, Saturday?
Oh,
Yes.
for
I
sure.
think so.
I think so too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, too.
Get there early.
Also, too. This is the one that's going to be in the soundstage. So I feel like they're gonna go big with the budget and the scale of the maze. I just don't know what to expect. Like I don't know what to try to predict. Like I want to see this or that. But like Chris was saying, it's his like stills from his shows are already like horror.
Mm-hmm.
We got a super chat from Joe. What's up, Joe? He says, hello, Mondo and friends. This will be our first HHN visit. We purchased the express one time per attraction ticket. Do you think this pass allows us to do all the houses and Tram in one night? Thanks again for all your advice. I'll let SoCal's Pal take this one.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's going to be worth it. Because if you haven't been at Halloween Horror Nights before, those who have been, you know how the lines get. And it gets ridiculous sometimes. So especially opening weekend, forget about it. Yeah. Rely on that express pass. I can't hype it enough. Get the express because totally worth it.
And the thing too, it works on the rides. So even though like HHN's really not about the rides, when you want to take a break, get on Jurassic or whatever the case might be, it's nice because you get front of the line on that too. And there's a lot of people that have like never done some of these rides, so even the ride wait times get pretty high. So, but front of the line, Joe, I feel like once you do front of the line, you can never go back. Because
you can't.
Your life changes when you're waiting 3 to 4 hours for the weekend.
I'm not gonna wait 30 minutes for a donut.
Hey, if they bring Killer Clowns donuts, I feel like it would be worth it though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing. I was at Universal today. I didn't really see like a full on food stand other than the plaza. Do you guys think they bring food to the lower lot again, or no?
Hopefully, I think so.
I think they're gonna have that pop up again over by where that Super Nintendo store is at.
Yeah, because right now it's like a churro stand or something.
Right. So who knows?
We'll see. We'll see. Last year was kind of weird because it was like Texas chainsaw. So it's like you're eating people.
Yeah, we just grabbed a drink from there. We didn't want to try the food.
Yeah, we didn't try.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about the food on this one.
I tried the jumbo hot dog. That thing was massive. The jumbo hot dog that they sold last year, we had it like shared with everybody. So
yeah, dude, you could not tackle that one by yourself. All right, we're gonna go on to the next one. This one's Halloween.
No, are you serious? Why would you go in there? Don't go in there. Oh, really? Ooh, I guess this is the part where the boogeyman gets me. Not real.
Step into the horror classic Halloween. Only.
Halloween coming back. I feel like there's two boats on this one. It's like Michael Myers again, or it's like hell yeah, Michael Myers. I'll let Cris go for it. What are your thoughts on Halloween this year?
It's not Halloween without Michael Myers. That's like at this point. It's like saying HHN without any Universal monsters. It's here to stay. There's so many different movies they can choose from, but I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the first one. It's just such a classic. Come on, again, it's not going to be Halloween without Michael Myers. And that song, every time I hear the song, we're going to change it to a ringtone. It's going to be a ringtone from now on.
What about you, SoCal pals? What are you guys excited for with Halloween?
I think we're excited for it. Yeah, it's not Halloween. Well, yeah. So,
I mean, I just don't know. Like, what else can they do? Like, I feel like I've been on the maze like so many times that. I mean, I'm not hating on it. I just rather see something else come. And
yes,
maybe give him a rest for 1 year at least.
Let Michael Myers rest a little bit.
Hey, Michael
take Halloween night off.
Like a 2-year break. So like we want him to come back.
Yeah.
You know?
What about you, Andre? What are your thoughts on Michael? Or Halloween?
I mean, come on. This is the boogeyman. You know, everybody grew up with this film. You know, it's become such a cult classic over the years. And every Halloween, I always watch this film because, you know, it gets you in the spirit of Halloween. It's not, and like Crystal and Cris and SoCal Pals are saying, it's not, you know, it's not Horror Nights without Michael Myers because, you know, he's like the spirit of Halloween pretty much. He's the reason why this event is so strong. But you know what? I mean, we have to remember, too, that there is a new Halloween film that is coming out this year called Halloween Ends, and that is supposed to conclude the ending of the franchise or the trilogy. So I think that's why they decided to focus on the 78 original because, you know, everybody's more used to that than if they would have brought the newer films to the event. Like, people wouldn't know, like, what the hell are we walking into, pretty much.
Yeah, and I agree with that, too, is that, like, the original, everybody knows that one. Like, I feel like you're into horror, especially Halloween Horror Nights, you know the original. I do hope though, if Michael comes back, it'll be nice if they bring the new trilogy in one maze. So Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and whatever the heck happens with Halloween Ends. I think that'll be a cool walkthrough if they go like that route. We got Zaz Podcast. He says The Weeknd is one of the biggest superstars in the world. So I have to disagree with you on that. Not a lot of people listen to his music. Watch his videos from after hours and you'll understand. So I want to say something on The Weeknd. For me, I feel like my circle kind of doesn't listen to The Weeknd. And then I always have conversations with like my sister or other people. They're like, you don't understand. Gen Z loves The Weeknd. Gen Z, like, dude, The Weeknd is a humongous superstar. So I just want to get that out there. He's a humongous superstar. He's going to be a great walkthrough to get through. But thank you, Zaz Podcast. For Halloween, I hope something gets added. And I was talking to Andre. I was saying that, like, there's not a lot of kills to kind of go off of with this maze. So we'll see how it goes. I feel like the next maze is like, I don't know where they're gonna take things with this one. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie yet, but I'll play the trailer. It's the horrors of Blumhouse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's up? It's Brock.
Brock.
Yeah, we can come get you. Brock? Brock, are you there?
Let's go.
The horrors of Blumhouse, featuring Freaky and the Black Phone. Only at Universal's Halloween.
Freaky and the Black Phone for the horrors of Blumhouse. To me, I don't know where they're gonna take things. I have seen half of Freaky. I was just really tired, so I didn't finish it. But I did see the Black Phone recently because it hit Peacock, I think, right? Yeah, it's Peacock.
Yes, it's on Peacock.
I don't know where they're gonna take things because for Black Phone, it's all kind of like in the basement. I don't know. I feel like when they presented this to John Verity, John was like, "Damn, I'm gonna have to get really creative here." I'll let Crystal and Cris go first. What are you guys' thoughts on this house?
Okay, so to be fair, we haven't seen Freaky
Yeah,
yet,
we haven't.
so we'll just speak on the Black Phone because we did watch it not too long ago,
yeah.
and we really liked it.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it.
It did leave us craving more. So they are in talks right now of the sequel, so we can see why maybe they're teasing or they wanted to bring that one this year because there might be a sequel. But it's funny because when we were watching the movie, there was certain scenes and we're like, that's going to be a room at the house. This can be a room. That scene can be that. But yeah, you're right. Most of it takes place in the basement. But there are some pretty good scenes. I can see how they can get creative. If you haven't seen the movie, we won't spoil it.
Yeah, we won't go into spoilers or anything.
But what we'll say is there are some supernatural factors that come into play that maybe that didn't really. At the end, it left you with more questions, so we can see how they can get creative with those elements in the maze. And then there were some specific scenes that were like, okay, that's pretty gruesome, or that's pretty cool. That is totally worthy of like a scene inside the house. It's just going to be half of it anyway. The other half is going to be freaky, so they don't need that much to work with.
Yeah, that's true.
What are your thoughts, SoCal Pals?
It's interesting how they're going to incorporate the two movies because one of them is so campy and so like, heartfelt almost. The other one is like dark and very dark. Just how are they going to incorporate the two? I don't know how they're going to do Black Phone with just the basement scenes. Are they just going to rely on just his masks or the different versions of it or what?
Yeah.
The sounds, the visuals, maybe. Like you said before, there's not that many kills in the first movie, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I just feel like with Black Phone and Freaky, I would have never been like, this needs to be a horror night house. Like,
it's a weird combo.
That was like it's just a curveball. I feel like it's a curveball. What are your thoughts, Andre?
Mondo, someone said that. Someone said, "Hey, we need to make this a house." But someone didn't say that.
Yeah. So, hey, somebody very important said it too.
Oh shoot.
Andre, what are your thoughts on Freaky Black Phone, Horrors of Blumhouse?
This is the third consecutive year that they've actually brought Blumhouse back to the event because it did make its debut back in 2017, and when they first brought it that year, it featured The Purge and Sinister, and there was a new film called Happy Death Day that had just came out at that time. And then it came back the following year in 2018 with Unfriended and Truth or Dare. And for them to bring it back this time, like, I was kind of a little bit like, okay, we're getting the Blumhouse again. But when I saw the properties being featured, I was like, okay, the Black Phone is going to be a tough one to pull off because, if you guys have not seen the movie yet, I don't want to spoil it either. But there are it's going to kind of have like the Exorcist feel in a sense because the Exorcist took place in one room, and the same applies to Black Phone. But for the majority, I feel like Freaky is going to be on the first half of the movies because when I watched that movie, I saw off the bat, like, okay, they're gonna. I know they're gonna put this scene in there, and like this will work out perfectly. You know, Freaky will carry the majority of the maze, and they'll probably just end the rest of it with the black phone. But with depending on how well this house does, it's still gonna be a pretty enjoyable, fun walkthrough at the event.
Yeah, I'm excited about their interpretation of how it's all going to come together. We got a super chat from Zaz Podcast. My first year was 2009. I've been going every year since, and that year was the first time John brought Halloween, 1978, and he's always nailed that specific Halloween maze. So I'm stoked for it. It's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. I'm excited, Zaz. Dude, thank you for the super chat and support, my friend. We also got Philip with the super chat. What's up, guys? It's Mac Filler. Love the stream. Y'all are legends. Keep up the good work and hope to see you opening night of HHN. First round
thank you.
on me. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Mac Filler. And we also got Zaz with another super chat. He says, last one. Most anticipated maze is La Llorona because I loved it back in 2012, but my favorite maze have always been Universal Monsters. I can't wait to get into that one. We will get into that one in a little bit, Zaz. Yeah,
Let's go.
I didn't have a chance to do La Llorona, so I'm excited this year.
You're in for a surprise, Mondo. Trust me.
No, I'm excited, dude. And the next one we're gonna go into is let's just go into it since we're on the topic. Universal Monsters. Before I play the trailer, what are you guys' thoughts on Universal Monsters just being a normal thing now?
We love it.
I'm glad they're normalizing it in the park. I mean, Universal needed that. Now bringing the bride with the meet and greets, that was a big win.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Bride and Frankenstein because you just get different interactions. As well, it's like a better connection with Frankenstein and the Bride at the same time. What are your thoughts, Andre, on Universal Monsters just coming to Horror Nights now? Like, it's like normal.
I mean, we can't go wrong. These are the legends of horror. You know, this is the film studio that brought up the horror genre. So it wouldn't be Halloween Horror Nights without the Universal Monsters, you know, and everyone loves these characters. You know, they've grown over the years for fans to come. And, you know, I love the Universal Monsters. And, you know, for them coming back year after year at Horror Nights, I know some people do get tired of them. But for us who grew up watching these films, it's like, you know, an everyday thing for us.
Yeah. What about you, Cristal? Chris, your thoughts on Universal Monsters not just being normal at HHN?
Look at our shirts.
We're huge fans of the Monsters.
Yeah,
we love the
Most
Monsters.
of our shirts are monster shirts.
That's just how it is. We're a huge fan of the Monsters. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but John Murdy said it himself that there was no original movie made with these monsters that are going to be coming at the maze, right? So that the fact that they're still thinking outside the box and making it happen, I hope Universal Monsters is here to stay every single year. Some of our favorite mazes have been the Universal Monsters. I feel like at Midsummer Scream, the crowd went wild when they mentioned the Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Yeah. That maze was hands down one of our favorites. So we're so excited for Legends Collide, and it's an original storyline. It's something that he created, so I love it. Yeah. Team Frankie,
what I was saying today? I was saying we should get a Silver Screen Queens maze next year. I think that'd be good.
I'm down for that.
Because I love that scare zone.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Let me play that trailer.
It was really good.
I'm telling you, you missed out.
I'll come out next time, but I'll see you later on tonight.
Just text me.
Bye.
Universal Monsters, Legends Collide. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
So we all got a good taste of what Legends Collide is kind of be about in Midsummer Scream. It seems like it's really kind of focused a little bit more on Mummy, right? Did you guys get that vibe?
Yeah, especially in Orlando. Yeah. I think it focuses more on the Mummy.
Yeah, and then like the kind of like the, if I'm not mistaken, Werewolf was gonna be kind of taken over by the Mummy with like an amulet. everything's kind of revolved like around an amulet, right? With this maze.
Yeah, I think all
Yeah,
three
that's
of
the
them have an
centerpiece.
Yeah. So where do you guys think they're gonna take this? Because like I always feel like 3 universal like monster heavy hitters that come in a maze. That's a big challenge. I'm excited. I don't know how they make this come to life. Do you guys think there's gonna be like a winner kind of scenario? What do you think, Andre?
I hope that there is because they did something similar like that with Freddy versus Jason in the past, where towards the end of the maze, you had one night it would be Freddy winning, and the other night it would be Jason winning. And I hope that they can do that with like Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Mummy. So that would be pretty cool if they can incorporate that effect into the maze.
What do you guys think, Crystal and Chris?
Yeah, we kind of got a sneak peek at Midsummer Scream
Yeah.
where he was explaining the John Murray was explaining the blueprints and what to
Mhm.
expect. So I think what we're expecting is there's going to be maybe certain scenes where they're battling each other and there's no clear winner until the end, and it could be so simple for them to have one final scare be the Mummy comes out with the amulet, or Dracula or the Wolfman. They can interchange it. But walking through itself, I think they might want to kind of keep it neutral and keep you guessing.
Yeah.
It would be really cool
Yeah.
for
Who's
them
gonna
to
be
do
the
that.
one that?
So to see who's the winner at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
And what about your thoughts, SoCal pals?
No, we agree.
Yeah, we agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to switch out the winner every night, that'd be awesome. I mean, they've done it before. I don't see why they couldn't do it this time. My only thing was, though, we're only getting part 2 of the story, whereas Orlando's going to get part 1. We're going to get the ending of the story. So I kind of wish they would have kind of put it all together and get the whole story. That's just one little thing I think could have made it better. So.
Is there a scenario in recent years where they've done a part 1, part 2 with the split in Florida, Cali that you guys could think of?
Not that I can recall.
So this is like the first time they're like, you got to go to Florida and here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go there for part 1. So one of us here volunteers to go, and then let us know how it is, so that part 2 here makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say, or you go first, Chris.
no, I was gonna say really quickly, if you guys have noticed, there is a screen in the next to the facade, like a projector screen, and I'm wondering if that might be a sneak peek of part
Part
1
1.
in Orlando. Maybe they're like summarizing it.
Oh my
you know
God,
how they have those
do that,
old,
that's so cool.
Hey,
like, can you imagine like those old montage videos?
That's a great point, dude. I hope it is, because then it's kind of like, where am I going? Where am I in this story? You walk in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait 2 hours to see that when you get to the front, but you know what? Totally worth it. Okay, everybody, totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we get really cool shirts, because from what I have heard, all the shirts that have come out are kind of like preview shirts. They're not necessarily the house shirts. Have you guys heard that too, or no?
I heard the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that like for me, I can't wait to buy that Universal Monsters, whatever that shirt's gonna look like. I feel like it's gonna be sick.
I want the posters. I want those
Oh, a
posters.
poster of that would be
They have to
badass.
Oh my God, yeah.
Heck yeah. We got a super chat. Uh-oh, wrong one.
Happy birthday!
Gio and
party.
Grace, the all-star HHN panel we wanted. Fire it up. Thank you, Gio and Grace. Appreciate you supporting the fire, man. Yeah, today this is a fire lineup. I just want to say again, thank you guys all for joining. Like, this is fire.
Thank you for having us.
It's an honor.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
I have a feeling the Legends Collide is going to be one of the longer waits.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Downstairs is going to be busy.
Yeah. This HHN is going to be, I just have a feeling on another level. The hype is here big time.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm going to go to the next one. This is the one that I feel like we have a lot to say. It's the most newest one that got debuted recently. Terror Tram.
Okay, I'm hurrying, Kyle. I'll be there as soon as I can. Bye. Come on, come on. Finally.
a lift? Terror Tram is taking a dark new turn, featuring Jordan Peele's Nope and Us. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror.
Yeah. Andre, you go first, man. There's a lot to say here.
Oh man, the Terror Tram. It's become such an iconic attraction at the park. Because this is the one time where you can walk on the backlots. Where they film these movies and these TV series. But for them, and then we finally get to see Hollywood Harry again at the event. If you guys are not familiar with Hollywood Harry is an icon that was established back in 2016. He was the theme of the Terror Tram at that time. And his backstory is kind of disturbing, but it's an original backstory. And if for you Orlando peeps out there, if you're familiar with, Jack the Clown, he's basically our version of Jack the Clown. So, but seeing us come back, and then also we're gonna be able to walk through Jupiter's Claim this year. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to go through Jupiter's Claim from Nove? Like, that's a big deal right there.
Cristal and Cris, what are your thoughts? There's a lot going on here.
First of all, ditto, Andre, yes, because that's one of our favorite things to do is walk through the Bates Motel in front of the Psycho House. I think they will probably be able to take a photo op with Norman Bates again, because I feel like the theme this year is crowd control.
Exactly.
They're opening it up. They're having Hogsmeade. Everybody, bring your hiking boots. Bring bring some what's it called again? Icy hot. Our joints are gonna need it, because you can be 3 mazes in the lower lot, the entire path of the Terror Tram plus Jupiter's Claim, and then going through Hogsmeade and then Curious. That's a lot of walking.
It's gonna be a lot
But
of walking.
let's get back to the Terror Tram. Crowd control. I hope we get that photo op. We did get the Us maze in 2019, and Us is such a good movie. Mondo and I were speaking about this. We were speaking about this earlier. Yeah. If you guys remember on the studio tour, we have the Crawdaddy, the boat from Us. And they might just move that over and place it maybe between the walk between World of the Worlds and Jupiter's Claim. Who knows? But we're gonna have the untethered or the tethered from Us. They're gonna be roaming around Jupiter's Claim. They're kind of mashing it together. Yeah, Jordan Peele's happy right now. He's over there chilling right now, sitting back. He's happy, and so are we. We're so excited for the Terror Tram.
So, Pals, what are your thoughts on the Terror Tram?
This is going to be awesome. I mean, Hollywood Harry, I'm so glad he's back, and I hope that Universal keeps him and establishes him as like our permanent icon, since Orlando has like so many. Right? We need an icon. We need an icon. We've been needing one for a long time, and I've been saying that. But yeah, I'm excited for this one, the Terror Tram. I was not expecting walking through Jupiter's Claim, to be honest. I thought it was just going to be a tram ride and like people scaring and some pop-ups, and I totally got caught by surprise that we're actually going to be able to walk through it, so that's super exciting in itself.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, the Terror Tram as a whole, to get dropped off over there by like Grinchmas, and then to make it to the end of Jupiter's Claim, that's a long-ass walk. That's a long-ass walk. And it's uphill. I don't know if people know that. It's uphill.
I can already see the team members, hey, no stopping. Keep going with their flashlights.
No breaks.
Yeah, no breaks.
I need to breathe.
Also up the hill, y'all.
Stay out somewhere or something.
Hey, we should be thankful that we're not going through that back hill that we used to go in the previous years. That hill was,
So for me, it's crazy that Us is making a return. I'm really shocked about that. I want to talk about Jupiter's Claim real quick. Super excited to walk through that. And I'm just going to say it. This is a spoiler, but if we don't get a UFO or an alien in the sky or a cloud, I feel like it's a bust. I'm just being honest. I'm just throwing that out there because like that is so iconic to the movie. So I hope there's something in the sky. That's all I'm going to say. Something in the sky.
We need it.
I'm not saying the scares and everything that's going to be happening in Jupiter's Claim won't be good, but I feel like the chef's kiss will be a cloud in the sky, a UFO in the sky. I was saying earlier, I think the perfect way to incorporate Jupiter's Claim in the Terror Tram is if they could have the jupe balloon in the air just
Oh,
surrounded by a cloud. Surrounded by a cloud.
yeah.
Wow.
So it's not like something big, but when you walk, you're like, damn. It's just like a oh damn moment, and
Yeah.
you're in this world of Jupiter Claim in this
If you know,
Nope
you know.
universe. Yeah, so I
Exactly.
just feel like it'll make it more immersive. But I am excited. I don't even know what scare actors are gonna look like in Jupiter's Claim. I don't even know what's gonna happen in the War of the Worlds. Is it just Hollywood Harry kind of thing? There's a lot of questions that come through Terror Tram because it's so long. So there's a lot to incorporate throughout the sections of Terror Tram.
Well, from what I heard and what I read somewhere is that the first majority of Terror Tram is going to be Holly Berry and his world. So that's pretty much what we're going to be walking through. And the tethered are going to actually be in Jupiter's Claim. So that's where I read that somewhere. So that's how they're going to do the Terror Tram this year.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm reading in the chat. How would they even do that? They make a shark come out every like 5-7 minutes. They create an earthquake that's insane, like every 10 minutes. And they bring the world of King Kong to life, like every 10. They could do it. They could totally do
Yeah.
it.
Anyone can do it. It's Universal, right?
Yeah, if anybody could do it, Universal and the creative minds and the teams they got, they can make it happen. They can make it happen.
Wait, that shark's not real? Wait, what?
The shark is real. We got a super chat from Zon's podcast. He says, never mind, I still got more to say. Next year, John should bring Creature of the Black Lagoon for Universal Monsters. Andre, I know you want to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could do Creature from the Black Lagoon because actually Orlando did a section of it in their Universal Monsters maze back in, I believe it was 2018 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken. But we didn't get Creature from the Black Lagoon in our version, in the Hollywood version, because, Orlando and Hollywood, they're always different with their walkthroughs, and their creative teams like to do the walkthroughs a little bit different. So, like, when you go to Orlando, you get a different feel and vibe versus when you go to Hollywood, you get like you also get the same too. It's like you're not walking through the same thing you did at both parks. So, but Creature from the Black Lagoon, I mean, I can see them pulling it off. It's another classic Universal monster, and I know everybody has actually been wanting this one to be a part of Hornets for a very long time. So, I mean, only the future can tell what John plans to bring for the event, or like what Universal monster he wants to do next. But we'll see.
We'll see. We got a super chat from Jar Jar Bougie. Yo, Ring of Fire. I don't know anything about any of this as I am too scared. But I'm just dropping some baby fire. Peter Pan for life. Hell yeah, Jar Jar. Hey, thank you for joining, man.
Jar Jar Bougie.
Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights is scary. I will not deny that. Super chat from Antonio. What's up, Antonio? I'm rooting for La Llorona to be the maze of the year. Are we kind of like in that realm where La Llorona is just in a different section? Because I feel like there's a lot of hype behind that maze.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the scare zone they have set up for that maze when you walk out. All those.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, for La Llorona, when you guys like for the people that have gone through it in the previous year, what was like the things that you liked about La Llorona? Because I feel there's a lot of people that haven't done La Llorona. So I'll let SoCal Pal start it out. What are some things to look forward to if they bring it back?
I believe different versions of the Llorona, so like they have. I don't want to kill it for anybody that hasn't been on it, but unless you want me to kill it.
Yeah. No, do it, because it's all out there. It's all out there. I want people to like to want to do La Llorona. You know what I mean?
In one section,
they still see it coming.
Have this big Llorona. She's like really big. That is scary. That part is so scary.
Ooh.
Crystal and Chris, what are you guys looking forward to with La Llorona?
Okay, so for La Llorona, she didn't go with me that year.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
She's excited. Underneath it all, she's excited. But there was a lot of memorable scenes. Yeah, that scene really stood out for me. But they use very simple things. Like there's a scene with like a church. There could be someone sitting down and you don't know if they're real or not. Like there's little scenes like that it's just kind of like that creepiness factor. I'm not sure if it's going to be identical to the 2011, 2012, but if it is, I won't be mad because it was such a memorable maze. I agree, Mando. There is a lot of hype behind La Llorona, and they did it right by giving us the Plaza de los Muertos and then the scare zone at the end. I think it's gonna feel more than one house. It's gonna feel like a whole area,
Oh yeah.
and it's gonna be the place to be to hang out for sure.
Heck yeah. What about you, Andre? What are you looking forward to the most from La Llorona? Like some big things to expect.
I mean, I'm super stoked to go through this house again. I mean, I loved it back in 2012, and there are going to be some returning effects that were featured in the last time that it was featured at the event. So be prepared, Chris, because you're in for a surprise. So I'm just saying it
Thank
now,
you.
for everyone, but everybody, I don't want to spoil it because the vibe that this maze gives off, it's like it's original. It became such a huge hit in the earlier years of the event. Everybody loved this maze, and I mean, I just can't wait to hear the cries again. To go through. And if you guys remember, Diego Luna actually did the narrative of the story of the maze in the early years. So I don't know if we're going to hear his narrative behind again in the maze, or if someone else is going to do it. But I feel like that storytelling just kind of like gets you even more spooked as you walk through the maze.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Everything you guys have said, I'm looking forward to La Llorona big time. And the crazy part, La Llorona is going into this scare zone right here. I think it was called El Pueblo de Terror. And it's going to involve El Cucuy, pretty much just like Hispanic horrors as a horror miss. I hope this becomes a house by itself too in the future.
I would love to see that come.
Yeah.
So dope.
What are you guys' thoughts on the scare zone that's going to be coming to life after La Llorona? I'll let Andre go first.
Oh man, this is something that I'm really excited for this scare zone because we've had some Latin folklores, La Llorona come, and then we had El Cucuy the following year. But now we get to see different other Latin folklores that we've heard of them, but now that they're bringing them to life, this is gonna be an awesome scare zone. To see the characters come to life, and it's just gonna be. It's going to be crazy, and I hope that they do a mashup. I mean, who knows? Maybe next year we could see a mashup of this coming to a house next year for Hollywood if the scare zone does well this year. I mean, I would love to see them do this as a maze for sure.
Cristal and Cris, what do you guys think about the scare zone?
Just when you think it's over, Llorona's gonna be waiting for you at the end. She's still gonna be there. But yeah, it's so cool how you exit the maze and you still keep going,
I know.
and you still keep going. And again, this is the perfect mashup because you got Plaza de los Muertos, La Llorona, and then you have these urban myths, urban legends, and they're just gonna be walking around, strolling, just waiting for Cristal. So I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I love the concept of a maze into a scare zone. I wish they would do like 3 of those a year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like one of the perfect ones this year was if you could exit into a killer clown scare zone. I know we haven't got to that house yet, but who doesn't want to hang out with the killer clowns? You know what I mean? We got a super chat from Antonio. He says, I must say though, bro, the Weeknd's budget will be biggest from all the mazes. It will be even the most packed, but La Llorona is so detailed.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing too about La Llorona, that maze went up a long time ago, so I have a feeling they've done some work in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but thank you, Antonio. Up next, this is an original. I know everybody always wants originals with Halloween Horror Nights. It's called Scarecrow the Reaping. What are your guys' thoughts on Scarecrow the Reaping? This one, we got like a little bit of taste of it at Midsummer Scream. For me, I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come in this one. I'll let Cristal and Cris go first.
Okay, so yeah, just based off the Midsummer Scream panel, just the details, that's what got us really excited. I feel like it is really well balanced this year with like originals, and then we have returning houses. For the Scarecrow, I'm just excited at what was given to us. I know a lot of people maybe they didn't watch, they weren't at the panel, so they don't really know what to expect. So it kind of makes sense that they would throw in Halloween at Curious George. Halloween is the one that's going to be calling people to that Curious George area, and then boom, you got Scarecrow, and Scarecrow for them might be like one of the most underrated ones because they have no idea what it is. But from what we heard and what we saw, we all got hyped up. I know you guys were pretty much there, Andre. I know you saw it too. So it's like from what we got from the blueprints and stuff that they gave us. Watch out for those pooping crows.
Yeah.
SoCal Pals, what are you guys' thoughts on Scarecrow the Reaping?
Well, from what we saw at Midsummer Scream, it looked awesome. I mean, this is going to be one of the smaller mazes, but they have so much packed in that maze. So many characters, so many elements. I just don't know how they're going to pull this off. Like, looking at those set pieces, it just looked incredible. So I'm really excited for this one. Not excited for the poop, but excited for you guys.
I know. It's going to be kind of weird because we're all going to walk through that expecting to get pooped on by scarecrows.
Taking my goggles.
One thing I do like is that there's gonna be like one main scarecrow, and if I could remember, he's gonna be on stilts.
Yeah, so, King Crow.
King
right?
Crow.
Yeah, King Crow. That I feel like he might become an icon.
Dang, that's a good one. Yeah, that would be dope.
Hey, King Crow.
Just the rendering, awesome. He looked awesome.
Yeah. I just love the fact that it's original. What are your thoughts, Andre? Scarecrow the Reaping.
I'm really stoked for this one. You know, this is another original for Hollywood. A little history behind this one. We learned that this is actually from Orlando, so they actually did this house first. But for us to get it over here in Hollywood, you know, we get to see John Murdy's take on this. He did say that the characters, the names are the same, but they're just changing the look of the costumes because they didn't want to like exactly copy what Orlando did with their looks of the characters. So we're getting, I mean, what we saw at the Midsummer Screen panel, the look of these characters, they look so badass. I mean, just look at that lineup. Look, and then King Crow in the back. Like, what better lineup than that?
You know, one thing I want to say, I kind of wish this was the Fire Tower Scaramony because having these monsters running around would be insane.
I was about to say Scarecrow the musical right there, coming to Broadway.
Yeah, there's a fire lineup for a scare zone right here, especially at the Fire Towers. Man, yeah, I'm excited for Scarecrow the Reaping. It's an original maze, and like Andre was saying, it's a concept that's been done in Florida. So I have a feeling like the new additions of whatever comes to this one is going to be really good. Before we show any other mazes, I want to get into a conversation. The Fire Towers arrived, and they arrived at freaking like the entrance. And we all know last year we did not get the freaking Scaramony. What are your thoughts on the Fire Towers being put right here? I'll let SoCal's Pals go first.
Man, we were shocked. We were not expecting that day. When we walked in and we saw that, we're like, what? Is it going to happen? Finally, Scaramony. This is what we've been waiting for. So I guess if they do this, it's official. It's back. It has to be. Full effect. Yeah. It's not the same without the Scaramony.
I know. Crystal and Kiss, what are your thoughts on the Fire Towers dropping right there?
We were a little shocked, but it just only because last year they were placed there and we didn't get what we were expecting just because of the location of it. We feel like it's a hazard, like there isn't much room there. And a lot of people tend to like run when the Scaramony starts. So I don't know if it's a good sign that they put it like right there. We were talking about it last time. And we said we were hoping that they would be placed like further back by where like Kung Fu Panda was. That way there was more room. That way it's not like a hazard.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a good sign that they were placed like right in the same area that they were last year.
And I think John Murdy already confirmed that there isn't going to be like a Twitter house, like one of those Twitter password things, because he didn't want the scare actor still really getting too comfortable with getting face to face with people like that. So that also might be an indication that we might not get a full Scaramony because that place is going to be packed. Mondo, how did you survive that 2019 Scaramony, man? Like, how did
Andre was in it too. Andre was in it.
How did you guys do it? Just looking back, I'm like, damn.
Dude, honestly, Scaramony is like, it's so surreal because you're just surrounded by like 2,000 to 5,000 people who love Horror Nights just as much as you do.
That's
So
crazy.
it's such a good feeling.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Andre? Fire Tower's dropping right there.
I mean, this, I was expecting them to be pushed back because, that's the only way that they can do the ceremony. But right there where they are in the same spot where they were last year, I mean, that area is going to be super crowded. And as it is, it gets heavily congested. You get a lot of heavy traffic with, the guests walking through. And, it doesn't give the actors a lot of room to move around in because the buildings are like super close into each other. It's like a little claustrophobic. But, I mean, the fire towers, I mean, I'm happy that they're back again because it is an HHN without the fire towers. They become they became iconic ever since they made their debut back in 2009 and the very first opening ceremony that we got back then. So, and, it's like I said, this is what we live for. This is why we love the effects that they put on in the scare zones. And that is the best one that they've done over the years.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about scare zones yet. It's going to be Sideshow Slaughterhouse. So if we were to get a ceremony, do you think they'll incorporate clown saws and Sideshow Slaughterhouse like as opening ceremony? Would that combine together?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done it in the past years with a lot of the opening ceremonies where they combine one scare zone and they match it up with the other ones, and they've done that a lot.
Okay, so it wouldn't be too crazy to like put that together.
No.
All right. I hope we get a ceremony. We're getting closer and closer to opening day, and I know there's team member preview very soon, so we'll get our answers answered very soon, very soon. I do want to go into another scare zone. Might as well get into the scare zone talk real quick. This one right here came out of nowhere. This is in front of Animal Actors. Do you guys ever recall Animal Actors' entrance area be a scare zone?
Nope.
One part. This was in the very earlier years of HHN. It was back in 2008, which was like everyone's favorite year because we had Freddy, we had Jason, we had Leatherface, and at the time there was a film called The Strangers that had just came out at that time, and they incorporated a little mini scare zone where they had the strangers just walking around and scaring the guests. So it was a pretty small scare zone, but after that they just never did any scare zones since then. So this is the first that they're actually they're putting props in that area again, because I was actually shocked that they actually did that too.
Yeah.
Hey, and one thing too, shout out to Horror Nights team and everybody behind the scenes. We're getting props. We didn't get props that much last year. So I'm very appreciative to the level that they're taking things again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like these are big moves. I think on Twitter, John Murdy answered to somebody that they hope to have like 2 to 3 characters in that, I guess, haunted forest or forbidden forest, whatever's going on there. So I think it's just to add more to the whole feel of the upper lot. Upper lot's going to have a lot going on, man. I want to go to the next one. I feel like this is one of the heavy hitters of this year's lineup. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm going to hit the trailer.
But you missed the pass, though.
Because you keep looking at Lindsay.
Right.
Look at it. Pull me over, man.
Oh, now you want to get out.
With pleasure. Oh, my gosh. Look, I'll tell you this. Ain't no girl gonna get me off my game.
Right.
That's fact.
You know, you always want to stop. I mean, we should just leave you at this point.
You clowns are not leaving me, all right?
Oh, okay.
Yo, Rob, get me soda. I want for Lindsay, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I gotta turn it around. That's true. All right, do that.
Dude.
What?
Is that a clown?
I think so.
Look at his hair.
Shoot, his hands.
Yo.
Take my money so I can get a soda, please.
Brock, hey! Brock, you struck it. Stop it. Down. No. Please.
I can't believe they really left me. Unbelievable. Hey,
Hey, Chelsea. It's Brock. Could you come get me?
The killer clowns from outer space have landed. Only at Universal's Halloween.
Yeah, SoCal Pals, what are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Man, I enjoyed this maze so much when we had it a few years ago. It was actually one of my favorites. I'm so glad they brought it back. So,
I just hope they bring Kingzilla. What's his name?
Clownzilla.
Clownzilla.
Yeah. I know that's Andre's biggest thing. What are your thoughts, Andre?
Oh man, to see the killer clowns returning again, I'm happy that they're back because I know everybody loved this maze from 2019. We went through it a couple times too, and I hope that for this one we get new and different sets because I feel like what we got in 2019, they were good, but I felt like they can push it to the next level with this walkthrough this time. And like I keep saying, they need to put the full Clownzilla in this one because I was a little disappointed what we got. We just got the head popping out. And I was like, and Orlando got the full size Clownzilla in their house that year, and I was like, really? Come on.
Cristal and Cris, what are your thoughts on Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Now confirmed.
Yeah, now it's confirmed. Now we know.
Yes.
No, the circus tent didn't give it away or anything. But we really did enjoy that maze in 2019. It was really fun. It's really, like we said earlier, last time, it's bright in there, the black light effect. It's very whimsical. Be careful, everyone, with the clowns at the beginning and then the killer clowns at the bottom. So if you don't like clowns, be warned. Now you know. But I think what we did here is that it is going to be, it's just a rumor. We won't know until we walk through it, but I think we heard that it's going to be exactly what it was back in 2019. So that means no Clownzilla, just a head. Fingers crossed, we get something a little bit different, maybe a little bit more. That's what we heard. We're not too sure, so we'll see. But yeah, we're glad it's back. One thing I do want to start thinking about too is those queues in the lower lot. Because we have how are they going to do that with the Weeknd in stage 29 and then Killer Clowns right behind that? And then you got the mummy queue, and that's facing the escalator. So it's like, how are they going to curve those queues to get into those mazes down there?
I think I kind of have a guess of how they're going to do it. So, I mean, the entrance to Legends Collide is going to be right by the escalators. So you'll go through there, you'll wait under that area, and then you'll exit out right there. And then the entrance for Killer Clowns, you'll enter in to the side of Transformers because there's a little ramp that goes down. So I think that's how they're going to work the entrance like that. And then when you exit Killer Clowns, you'll exit with the crowd for the Weeknd. So that way the crowds just flow together. I mean, that's the only way that I could see them doing it.
That would make a lot of sense too, though. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. Yeah, because it's going to be crowded down there, but if they can kind of funnel it that way, I mean,
they'll make it work.
The lower lot's going to be popping.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a feeling lower lot's going to be brutal this year.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and then too the fact, like, what about if they throw a DJ down there like they do sometimes? It's gonna be nuts.
Yes, like
and I know Cristal and Cris, they've been wanting is it the 80s or 90s? What is it?
80s.
Yeah, it was 80s. It was every Thursday night. Beetlejuice would host like 80s night. And that was one of the many reasons why we went a lot back in 2019.
Yeah.
And that
year we didn't have the pass.
The frequent fear pass.
But we loved being there on Thursday so much that we bought individual tickets.
At least four times.
Yeah. So we spent so much money that year because it was so much fun.
So get the frequent fear pass, everyone. Yes. It's totally worth it.
You got a good frequent fear.
If you feel like you're gonna go. Yeah, if you feel like you want to go at least maybe 2 or 3 times, it already pays for itself just by that. Get the frequent fear. You don't have to worry about missing. I know SoCal Pals, they also advocate for the frequent fear. It's totally worth it. Get the frequent fear, and I hope Beetlejuice does have something to do with 80s night. I don't know. If not this year, hopefully next year, but 80s night down there in the lower lot was awesome with the cover band. And then I hope they do bring that bar right above Jurassic Outfitters as well. Yeah. Another place to just kind of cool down.
Hang out.
Again, crowd control. Universal's thinking about crowd control. How do we keep these people in different pockets so they don't all just kind of like mesh together? So.
Yeah, that bar above Jurassic Cafe, it's gone through a lot of iterations. I remember when it was Stranger Things. Remember that?
Yeah, Scoops Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy, and it was like
a photo op. For just for annual pass members, I think, right? At that point, I think it was just 18 members. Yeah.
And then it became the Jurassic Club. I don't even know what it was. It was
like
awesome
some
though.
kind of thing.
Yeah, hey, I got down to that song up there with the T-Rex. Out of the 3 mazes that are on the lower lot, Killer Clowns, Legends Collide, and Weekend, what theme would you think would be cool to put up there? I'll let Andre go first. You go first, Andre.
That's a good question.
That's kind of a tough one because you got some pretty heavy hitters down there. For the diehard fans, I would love to see them do a Killer Clowns from Outer Space photo op. Like that's something that they can do. And like if they make the bar theme to Killer Clowns, like they could make the drinks theme to the cotton candy, like you see in the movie. Like that would be something that I would love for them to do. And then you have the props right there. You have the props of the Killer Clowns where you can take a picture with them, and I would just be set for the night right there with that.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, SoCal? Which one would you bring to Jurassic Cafe, the upper restaurant?
Killer Clowns. We agree with Andre. Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know about Weekend, but I mean, I think we'll have enough for him in that big maze. But yeah, no, I'd love to see the Killer Clowns in a photo op, maybe with the clowns themselves, actually, and maybe some props.
What about you, Cristal? What do you think? Which one would be fun to put up there?
Our heart wants to say Universal Monsters, but I don't think it would make sense up there. We're going to play devil's advocate. I'm pretty sure the Weeknd has enough in his budget to put a full cutout stand of himself up there so you can take a picture with him.
And then the music too would make sense because normally they have drinks and stuff up there. So maybe they might play some music. And,
we'll be grabbing a drink and we'll just have to be staring at the Weeknd. But you know what? Hey, it's all good. We're at HHN.
Yeah, the Weeknd would be good. For me, I would have to say Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
I think that would be like an attraction that like diehard fans would have to do. Like you want to get either like some of the foods or whatever drinks they bring there. It would be a home run if they did that, honestly. Killer Clowns up there. And the other thing, for the lower lot, I just want to talk about this. Do you guys think they bring a scare zone and they just haven't announced it? Because I miss the chainsaws or a scare zone being down there.
Yes.
Or is it just too crazy and they can't do it this year? I'll let SoCal Pals go first.
I don't think so.
I think it's going to be too chaotic down there.
Yeah.
It's going to be busy. It's going to be lines. I mean, not only for food and beverage, but for those mazes. Where would those scare actors go? I mean, it'd just be too congested down there, I think.
What are your thoughts, Andre?
Yes, I'd have to say, I mean, I've said it before too, because, Horror Nights gets heavy crowds every single year. And we know Friday and Saturday nights are the busiest nights of the event. So there's no way that the actors can move around, and it's just too heavily congested down there. And we don't have the Metro open this year, so that's going to make it even more crowded down there, because you're gonna have groups of people going to the rides, to the mazes, and all the restaurants down there are going to be super crowded. And it just wouldn't work for this year. So, I mean, hopefully next year, if they can open the Metro sets, then maybe they could squeeze some actors in there. But as of this year, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, some people in the chat are saying, too, Murdy said no already as well.
Yeah, he confirmed it.
Damn. We need the Toxic Tunnel for Cristal and Cris to come back.
Toxic Tunnel.
Yeah.
And honestly, we need this setup and the Metro sets and get the lineup to like 12, 13 mazes, right?
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
Hey, next year could be like, they go hard.
And stay open till like 2 a.m.
For real.
We're going to have to.
In HHN already started any food recommendations, or sorry, not HHN before, sorry, just in a HHN day, any food recommendations before the event? I'll let Cristal and Cris go first.
Ooh, okay. So, are we talking inside the park, or are we talking like we got to
anywhere?
fuel
It
up?
could be anywhere. It could be CityWalk or inside.
We got to fuel up to go inside and do all that hiking.
Yeah, no food comas.
No food
you
comas.
Can't have too much of a headache.
Our go-to is usually chicken. You know what?
Yeah.
Chicken might be a good spot.
Chicken.
That's a good choice. I like
Chicken
it.
tenders and fries. Chicken tenders and fries always does the job for us. So, I mean, chicken. In the past, it's funny because, hey, everyone, there is an In-N-Out across the street, and there's a Carl's Jr. across the street, across the freeway. So we've actually done chicken and tenders and fries, or we'll share a burger, and then fuel up before we go inside. We have done that before, so that's just
Even
that's
the
just
habit too. The habit at CityWalk too. The habit, it's not that heavy because they do like grilled burgers there.
Yeah.
So even the habit is a good option.
The food court is gonna be busy.
Yeah,
at
don't even
CityWalk.
try the food court this year. Like, SoCal Pals, any good recommendations before the event starts, food wise?
He already knows. We go to Antojitos. Fish tacos at Antojitos.
Damn.
That's the spot. Yeah.
The Cadillac margarita. We're set.
Dude, that's a perfect start to like, let's hit HHN now. What about you, Andre? Any recommendations?
Well, you're going to need Starbucks for sure because you're going to be up on your feet for a couple of hours. You're going to be on your feet for quite a few hours just walking through, and you're going to get tired. And you got to get your Starbucks in before going in. So make sure you guys get your coffee before going into the event, so that way you can be adrenalized.
Hey, these are some great recommendations because like you don't realize your day's gonna be like 7 to 2 a.m. and then you still gotta drive home.
And don't forget, there's a Starbucks in the lower lot. I feel like a lot of people forget that there's a Starbucks in the lower lot, and they just go to the first one at the entrance, and that one always has a line on nights like that. The line is out the door. Don't forget they have the cafe over by where we exit. In between Animal Actors and where the French Street is. There's that cafe. They sell espresso. They sell stuff in there. They sell alcoholic beverages as well. So you don't always have to wait at the bar at Plaza Los Muertos. They do sell cans, tall cans, cocktails, obviously beer, tall cans, in those locations. So don't forget those places are open. Look for those. That's our biggest tip, that when it comes to like staying hydrated, water, soda, alcoholic beverages, drink responsibly, everyone. And then coffee and stuff, they have those places, but the Starbucks in the lower lot as well.
All right, we're gonna go into, before we go into the last maze, and then we'll go over the everything. Theme Park Trey says Dark Arts confirmed on the castle. That is news to me because I've been asking. Dang.
Yes.
Is this you guys have heard this too?
We heard that there was a projection show, a light show confirmed for the castle. It doesn't say Dark Arts, but I mean, come on, it has to be Dark Arts.
They did have projections last year, but it wasn't a show.
Yeah,
we heard light
continuous projections through the whole night.
We heard light show confirmed. Not because the projections were really cool, but no, actual light show. We heard that has been confirmed. They just didn't specify, but we're assuming it's Dark Arts.
Damn. All right, let's get into it. I think this is one of the low-key heavy hitters that's going to steal the show. The Death Eaters.
Well, dang.
I'll let Andre go first. Andre, go first.
Oh, man. I mean, the Death Eaters coming to Wizarding World, especially during Halloween time. I mean, this is a huge plus for Horror Nights because it fits into the vibe, it fits into the theme, and of course they made their debut at the Orlando event because I know Mondo, you went last year, no?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, so for us to see it in Hollywood this time, I'm like, dude, that's like everyone's dream come true to see the Death Eaters come to the event, and this is gonna have a huge crowd around them every single night.
Yep.
Cristal and Cris, you go next. What are your thoughts on the Death Eaters to Halloween?
Harry Potter fans, rejoice! We did it. We got it. We love Harry Potter. We love the Wizarding World. We love Hogsmeade. Like Andre said, this is a bonus. This is the cherry on top. Worst case scenario, let's go ahead and say worst case scenario, we do not get a light show at the castle. This is enough for people to want to hang out at Hogsmeade. This is going to take people are going to stop between Universal and the Curious George parking lot, because even if they don't know what Harry Potter is, hey, what's going on over there? Hey, who are those guys? Boom, the fire goes off. Whoa, what's going on, And then you're going to find us over there geeking out in the front row with the Death Eaters. It's a lot of fun. We're so excited.
Heck yeah. What about you, SoCal Pals? What are your thoughts? Death Eaters.
Well, just like how Cris was saying, I don't even need a light show. I'm okay with just the Death Eaters. The photo ops and that whole interaction, that would make my whole night too.
And I have frequent fear. I'm just going to throw it out there. There's going to be one day where I just hang out in the Harry Potter area, dog.
That's exactly what we were thinking.
Yeah,
we'll see you there, Mondo. We'll see you there.
Hey, let's do that. Let's plan one day where we just get butterbeer and chill.
Let's go. Ring of Fire over at Hogsmeade. Death Eaters. Let's go.
And like SoCal Pals was saying, if we get this amount of Death Eater, that looks like 6-7 characters. I'm okay with no show. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But the Death Eaters, that's a great addition. And it brings to life the Wizarding World of Harry Potter now at night in HHN. And that's a big move because we've been wanting this, and they did it. They did it.
Do it! Just do it!
Let's go into the last maze. This is like, I feel like low key, I don't know what to expect, and it's the horror or Universal Horror Hotel. The way it breaks down, it says a 1920s Hollywood hotel, once the hunting ground of its infamous serial killer owner, has been turned into a modern day haunted hotel. Now he's back from the dead. Your first stay will be your last. I don't know where this is going to go. I did see some of it come to life in some stills that they showed, Murdy showed at Midsummer. And I'm excited. What are your thoughts, Cristal and Cris?
Another original. When John Murdy talked about it at Midsummer Scream, we didn't really know what to expect, but because he went into so much detail, we're like, no, there's a storyline here, and most likely it's going to become a house. And it's already confirmed they're using the former Walking Dead attraction for this one. And it has been gutted, it has been emptied out, so that's going to catch everyone, all of us, off guard. We don't know what it's going to look like in there. You know, that queue for The Walking Dead took up a good chunk of that right side and that back corner. Where are they going to start? What are they going to do? It is an original story. John Murdy did really leave us wanting more. And just by the story itself, I was like, okay, it sounds kind of creepy.
It does.
I like it. I like it. And then we have our fingers crossed because it has the name Universal in it, that it's going to stick around.
Hopefully it does year round.
Year round.
Yeah.
Because it has the word Universal in it. I think for us, it's like, that's a good indication that, hey, it might stick around after Halloween Horror Nights. It might be open during the day, just like The Walking Dead, just like the House of Horrors in the past. And that was one of our favorite things to do. Again, the storyline itself, yeah, it says it in the description. I'm excited.
Can't wait to check
so
in.
Excited. Can't wait to check in.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
can't wait to check in.
That should be a shirt. Can't wait to check in. That's a good one. SoCal Pals, what are your thoughts on the Universal? What is it called? Oh man, I keep getting confused. Universal Horror Hotel. What is your thoughts on this one?
I'm excited for this one. I thought it was going to be something completely different, but also Murdy said at Midsummer that he only had 2 days to come up with the storyline and pitch it.
Damn.
So I'm actually curious to see what did he come up with in only 2 days, and what are we going to get, you know? So that should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Heck yeah. What are your thoughts, Andre?
You know, I was reading the comments right now. Somebody said, like, this is Tower of Terror meets American Horror Story Hotel. And that's kind of like the vibe that I'm kind of getting off of this. You know, I'm really happy that we are technically going the Orlando route with this event, because with the Orlando event, they tend to mix it up. So they do half IPs, and then the rest of their houses are just all original. And I'm really happy that our event is actually finally taking this approach, because the event needed more of original mazes. And I know some people, I mean, we're all about the horror films, you know, I love them, but I feel like the originals are what help the event, you know, balance out in a sense. And seeing all these original mazes come, you know, it's just a huge blessing, because this is what the event needed. And I'm really excited for Universal Horror Hotel. I believe it's going to be an amazing walkthrough. Could we see props from American Horror Story Hotel, from the American Horror Story maze in there? It's a possibility, but, you know, we'll see when we go through this maze. I'm super stoked. I can't wait to see all the characters come to life and how the story plays out for this maze.
Yeah, I hope a lot of the queue does become the maze, though, like Cristal or Cris was saying. And it would be, I just want to ask everybody in the chat and everybody here in the live stream, do you guys miss Walking Dead a little bit?
Just for the sake of being able to walk through something, we'll say yes, because that was the first thing we used to do.
Yeah. At least it was just an added attraction that you have the option if you wanted to do it. You know, it was an option.
You know, after a long day, you go to the park. And there was never like, but you know what? We would still use our express just to feel special. So.
They wouldn't even scan us in though, because
just
go, just get in there. Go get your scare. One scare.
It's you two again. Just go. Go.
We got a super chat from Hoya. Thanks for all the great content. Really enjoying the Ring of Fire. When does the park? When do they close the park for guests not attending Horror Nights? I'll let SoCal Pals answer this one.
I think that's going to be around 6 o'clock. They start kicking everybody out, and they start bringing in the Hornet crowd in at the same time. And then I guess some people get the early access to some of the mazes at 6 o'clock, and it officially starts at 7. By 6 o'clock, the day ops ends and Hornet starts.
Did they? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they close some? Do they close some of the rides early before 6 o'clock? Like I think 5:30 or 5:45 maybe. I'm not sure.
I think the ones downstairs.
Yeah, they do something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
I think it's the lower lot attractions that usually close early.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So if you're trying to do anything lower lot, do it early on an HHN day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your day ticket doesn't go to waste if you're not attending Horror Nights. That's a very good question. Also, too, I put this in my vlog. I have a full vlog dropping tomorrow in the morning. I had a chance to confirm with guest relations because I know Jupiter Claim is being added to Tram. It will be wheelchair and scooter accessible. If your scooter cannot be loaded, they could always provide a wheelchair. And then at that point in time, it would be like you would go through with the wheelchair if that's a possibility. But it is accessible. So I want to get that information out there. They confirmed it today. So I know that was getting asked a lot on the other live stream. We got Benjamin with the super chat. What's up, Benji? For the spooky season, what is there to do during the day at Universal Studios Hollywood when it's normal operation hours? Any spooky activities, treats, or shows? I'll let Crystal and Cris answer. I kind of like don't think anything, but I'll let Crystal and Cris answer this one.
Yeah, for the most part, just enjoy the scare zones without being scared.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this because, like, even today, like, just with the little things that they already have up, I mean, you pretty much just get that to see the small attractions that are up during the day.
The props and stuff. I mean, Beetlejuice is going to be out, The Bride, Dracula, Frankenstein. You can always, they're always roaming around in the upper lot, so you can always find them. But for the most part, during the day, there isn't really much to do. But yeah, just enjoy the scare zones. And they do have signs when you walk through the gates of Universal at the entrance and throughout the entrance. Like our some of our sets are dressed for Halloween Horror Nights, so stuff like that. So they do let you know, like, hey, during the day it looks different, but it's because of this and that, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's no like real spooky feel other than the scare zones, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to throw it out there. Is there anything that they could do during the day? Like just an idea? Can you guys think of any or no?
I'm not sure if we don't know what food is gonna come to Horror Nights. I'm not sure if they still offer some of those food options during the day.
They kind of did that last year, huh?
Yeah, I think like Cocina Mexicana had some food options, but I'm not sure if they were offering them during the day. Recommendations.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I wish Simpsons Land would just become Halloween.
Ooh.
Everybody's saying that too.
I gotta hit the drop, dude, because we've been everybody that's a Universal fan has wanted that forever.
Do it.
Just do it. They did have SpongeBob and Patrick years ago dressed in Halloween costumes during the day.
I love that. I love where he was like a skeleton.
So good. Exactly, and he was like Frankenstein. He had the little bolts on the side too. I wish maybe the Simpsons would do something cool like that, like Treehouse of and have Homer dress up. They do sell some of those figures. They sell those figures during the day. Yeah.
Mama Cat says, if you do early access, don't you miss out on the ceremony? I'll let Andre answer this. You're the professional on this one.
Well, I mean, yes, you kind of do, but usually if you do the mazes on the lower lot and if you make it back on time before the event starts, then you have a good chance of watching it. But the only thing is, security and the team members will stop you at a certain point to let all the people walk through. So in previous years, when we used to do that, when I used to do that a lot, they would stop us over in the Springfield area, like right at the beginning of Springfield, so they wouldn't let nobody else go past the line or past the barricades. So yes, you kind of are. You're basically you are going to miss the opening ceremony if you do early entry. But I mean, if it's your first time and you want to see the opening ceremony, then I would suggest just waiting till 7 o'clock when the event opens up. But for those, if you want to get a head start on the event, do early entry because you're getting a head start. You're getting a jump start on your night. You don't have to wait 2 to 3 hours because that's how long all these mazes are going to be. They're going to be about a good 2-3 hour wait when you go to 6 in. So, and I was just saying this to myself. I can definitely see the lower lot becoming this year's early entry because we have 3 mazes down there, and everybody tends to go down the lower lot more. And then when they're done with those 3, they'll just go back upstairs and just wait for the other ones to open up at 7 o'clock.
Have we ever had the water world be part of early entry? I could have sworn that was one time, or it was never.
No, they never really did Waterworld for early entry because it's right there at the front gate, and everybody would be because all the daytime guests are gonna be like, why are people going in there? Because this isn't Waterworld closing, and then team members would say, oh, they're going for the mazes at Horror Nights, and people would just get confused. Chaos. It would be so confusing for the daytime guests, and people would be like, well, can we go? And like, oh no, you have to have a ticket for this. It's a separate ticket event. So that's the reason why they always. That's the reason why they've always done the lower lot and the metro sets because that's the area that gets targeted more for early entry.
We did one on the upper lot back when it was open. We did the House of Horrors. They let you do early entry for that one.
Oh yeah.
Where was that one located? House of Horrors.
Kind of like where the Universal store's at, and where Starbucks. That whole shopping center.
Yeah. Oh, I was like trying to remember. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Man, I miss that. Every time I want, I see a video, like an old video of that.
It was a classic.
I miss House of Horrors.
Yeah. And Mondo, really quickly, someone did mention something about Hello Kitty in the chat. She was dressed up as a Bride of Frankenstein last year during the day. Just don't tell.
I remember that.
Just don't tell the real bride because she might get jealous now. But some of the characters, hopefully they do dress up like that during the day. Yeah. So your kids, you guys can get photo ops with at least maybe themed Hello Kitty to Halloween, stuff like that.
Question from Alfred. He says, Mondo, if you were starting HHN, which maze would you hit first? I'll let Andre go first.
Okay, that's a good question. Now, if you're gonna do if you get there at 7, I would say make your way to the Curious George mazes and go through Halloween first because that's gonna be the biggest hit of the night. But if you're doing early entry, you have a choice of going either to Universal Monsters, Killer Clowns, or the Weeknd. It all depends on you which one you want to go first. The night is entirely up to you. But personally, for me, if I did early entry, I'd probably go get a head start on the Weeknd first, only because his maze is going to get the longest waits.
I know. SoCal Pals, which maze to hit first?
Downstairs.
Downstairs, the Weeknd.
Yeah. Knock all 3 out first, then make your way back up, leaving, I think, the Blumhouse horse to the end.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What about you, Cristal and Cris? What's the first maze?
Okay. I think probably, yeah, we totally agree. The Weeknd. Yeah. Go to the Weeknd first. So if you get there by 6, if you're in by 6, go down to the lower lot, do the Weeknd. At that point, maybe when you come out, I would save, if you want to wait, if you don't mind waiting maybe 20, 30 minutes for Killer Clowns or Universal, do one of those, and then head over straight to Curious George. Maybe grab a snack or a drink on the way there. But go to Curious George. After that, you're free to roam around Plaza Los Muertos, do those 2, Hotel of Horrors, and then, or just hang out down at the lower lot and do what else you missed there.
Yeah, for me, I agree. The Weeknd, I feel like if you could knock out the Weeknd on early entry, you're already winning for the day.
Yeah.
Like, you're just set up. And then like you guys were saying, if you could knock out the lower lot and then head to Curious George, I think that's like the plan. Just go to Curious George because
that's a walk.
For all we know, like the Reaping and Halloween, they could probably have 2-hour waits. Like I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, especially if what's it called, Scarecrow is like a hit. I could see that totally have a long wait.
And don't forget to squeeze in a Terror Tram somewhere in there too.
I know. Yeah. How do we have time to do all this? This is lower lot, Curious George, upper lot, Terror Tram.
Yeah.
We gotta bring
wear your hiking boots.
No, forget the hiking boots. I think we need our Heelys.
I know, you could Heely on the way down, just
skate around.
Exactly.
Yeah, hey, no lie. This year's Halloween Horror Nights, it's like 15,000 steps, like straight up. Yeah, you're gonna be tired the next day.
Yeah. It's crazy because coming from last year, like we were asking for more and more, and now
we got it. We're like, oh my goodness.
How are we gonna do it?
Lana's over here saying, do Metro sets too, 12 to 13
Yeah, do the Metro sets.
on top of everything.
Yeah, if they brought the Metro sets with this lineup, that's the biggest event. It's the biggest
This
event.
would have
It's
been
a
a
lot.
killer year. It would have been a killer year if they brought the Metro. Like that's a lot of extra walking, but so worth it.
So worth it. So worth it. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I want to end today's live stream with the Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, post in the comments right now, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. Yes, I don't want to forget Jabberwockies. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm excited for it. It is what it is. I will say I wish we would get like an original concept show that's horror. That's kind of where I stand on it, but the Jabberwockies are coming back. I feel like there's not a lot to say. It's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got Anthony Alvarez with the super chat. First time going this year. Is Express Pass Unlimited worth it? Thinking about getting that ticket. Fire, awesome live stream. I want to personally say, if you have the money, it's extremely worth it. But if you got just Express, so you got one time at every maze and every ride, that's like good enough for me. What do you guys think? What do you think, SoCal Pal? Is that too much, or is it just Express the good ticket?
I think we're good with Express. I mean, you barely have enough time to do everything. So remember, you want to get those snacks, some drinks, Terror Trap. I mean, there's so much to do. But yeah, I think Express, you should be fine.
Yeah, and especially like how we were just mentioning, you're walking a lot. It's gonna be kind of hard to be like, nah, let me do that maze again. It's like, no, you're trying to do it all. Yeah, because if you have Express, you want to do it all.
Yeah.
We got Oscar Vision. He says, have they announced what special thing Universal was gonna do for RIP tour? I haven't heard nothing. Have you guys heard anything?
No, nothing in line.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either. Let me see. Kira says, will all houses in the lower lot be early entry?
I'd say yes, because that's the only way that the fans can get a head start on the event, because the lower lot is going to be heavily congested. So that has to be. I mean, in the coming weeks when we get closer to the event, they're going to make the announcement of what mazes are going to be open for early entry, and I 100% feel that it's mainly going to be the lower lot this year, because everybody's going to run down there first, and since the Weeknd is down there, everyone's just going to run straight to his maze.
And the whole concept of early entry is to get that crowd down there. Get the crowds down there. We got Pableno. Can I do everything if I have early entry, 2 p.m.? Also, how long is the Terror Tram? I believe if you have a 2 entry, that's kind of mainly to do some theme park stuff. Early entry is different. Cristal and Cris, can you give us a breakdown of early entry? Because some people think you have to pay for early entry. But can you give us like a detail of just early entry and the concept behind it?
So let's get it very clear here. So there's probably 2 reasons why people say early entry. Early entry meaning the 2 p.m. day and night combo, or early entry meaning like you get in through at 6 p.m. with your HHN ticket. So because there are some people do want to enjoy the park during the day. They do sell a 2 p.m. day combo, meaning you can get into the park at 2 p.m., enjoy the rides, enjoy Universal during the day. What you do at that point is you'll want to make sure you get a wristband at the box tower, so you can stay after 6 p.m. for HHN, and you're already inside the park. That's like the early entry day night combo. So if you do that, you do have a step ahead of everyone if you want to get down to the lower lot and do all those things without Express. But then there's early admission where it's like they'll let you in with your HHN ticket at 6 p.m. And the official event doesn't start till 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Either way, get there early. If you have that 2 p.m. day combo, that is a good way to maybe do a few rides during the day, and then you already have a head start because you're already inside the park before 6 p.m. And you can get ready to go down to the lower lot. You're maybe already had your food and drinks and you're good to go. You're ahead of everyone that's waiting outside the gates trying to get in at 6 p.m. So that's the day-night combo if you want to do that.
Dude, good explanation, because that is there's kind of like 2 early entries.
Yeah, exactly.
Natalia says, do you still recommend starting at the lower lot first if you have Express? I feel like I would have enough time. What do you think about that, Andre?
I mean, I've seen in previous years, I've seen people where they actually, if you have Express, I would say save it for later on in the night if you want to go through the maze again. Because with early entry, you can just go right on in, get those mazes done. Because if you use your Express with early entry and it's a one-time usage, you won't be able to get front of the line for the rest of the night. So I would say if you do it with the Express, hold on to your Express pass. Don't use it just yet. Just go in with the regular crowd, and then if you want to do it again, then use your Express pass then when the lines get longer.
Yeah, that's great combo. Alberto says, does Express Fast Pass work during early entry? I would say it does. You just have Express as long as you're in the park, pretty much. That's how I look at it. Yeah, I don't think there's like a thing like, oh, you can only use it beyond 6. I think you could just use it. You could just use it. We got Tanya. She says, which foods do you all guys love to eat the most at HHN? For me, I'm going to go with Cristal and Cris, something that's not heavy. I've learned my lesson. Even though there's some crazy stuff that comes at HHN, I really couldn't tell you what's my favorite thing. It's just something that's not heavy. Do you guys have like something HHN wise that you would love to see come back this year?
I mean, the birria tacos were okay at the Plaza Los Muertos.
Yeah.
That's
they did have some good food options at Plaza Los Muertos, but they did tend to sell out as the night went on. That happened to us a few times.
Yeah, that happened to us a few times because normally we wouldn't get food earlier on for the same reason. We didn't want to be tired and
we'll take
groggy.
a break maybe around 11 or 12.
So then we would try to get food towards the end, and they were already sold out of a lot of things.
Yeah, so we can't wait to see what foods they bring back. Yeah. But check out Plaza Los Muertos. I mean, it's right there, and if you need a break, but beware. They would sell out every now and then.
Yeah.
I like when they had the fruit with the chamoy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did have that.
Yeah, in Plaza de los Muertos, that food hit hard. I just wish the birria tacos were a little bit better. A little bit better.
And hot.
Yeah, we agree. We concur.
Yeah, not cold. That is true. Cold tacos. Space Mountaineer says, are you excited for Nope Walkthrough being added to HHN and us? For me, I love Chris. Chris was mentioning it earlier, and I kind of take it for granted. But walking on the studio tour is special in itself because you got to pay VIP money to do that normally. So I'm excited. Yeah. I just want to ask, where the heck do you throw the Terror Tram in your HHN day? I'll let Crystal and Cris go first.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm like, wait, you got Jabberwockies. Where's our list here? Where's our agenda?
Jabberwockies too.
Hold on.
So much.
I would say, going back to that agenda, start at the lower lot, do the Weeknd. If Killer Clowns or Universal Monsters doesn't have quick, if it's a quick 20-minute, 30-minute wait, do it. Go to Curious George. After that, grab a drink and snack. Then maybe New Jabberwockies and then Terror Tram. Because by the end of the night, we feel like, the Universal Hotel, the hotel, Blumhouse, which again is probably going to be the most, we'll see. Those at the end of the night might not have that much of a wait time. The Bride of Frankenstein last year for us, the max that we waited was what, 25 minutes?
I think we did it 3 times
in a row at some point.
Back.
Yeah,
towards the end of the night. Yeah.
So those because they're towards the entrance, some people will do them first, and the crowds, they're moving down as the night progresses. So maybe leave those for that. So Terror Tram, they are going to close early. The Terror Tram's not going to be open the whole night because they got to get people out of there. Correct?
That's true too, man. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, so throw it in there maybe around, if the event is over at 1 or 2, I would throw it in there around maybe 11 after you get some good food and drinks and get ready to walk it off and burn those calories.
Yeah, don't try to let that Terror Tram go beyond 11-ish, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good tip right there. We got a super chat. Oh, damn. We got a super chat from Daisy V316. How can I get Express with Frequent Fear Pass? Or is it a one-time thing? I'll let Andre take this one.
Well, with Frequent Fear, it's a multi-night pass. I do believe they do give you the option of upgrading to Express, but it is an extra charge, so you will have to pay a little bit more if you want to get the Express for depending on the night you go. But with Frequent Fear, I feel like that's the beauty of it. You can go back as many times as you want without getting express because for one, we know that the first night of HHN, it's going to be a madhouse. It always is. Opening weekend of Horror Nights is always, they're still working out the kinks. Not all the effects are going to be in the mazes, so we need to keep in mind for that too as well. But the beauty of the frequent fear pass is like, okay, like say like I only get half of the mazes done, and like the rest are like a 2-3 hour wait. So I'm okay with it because I can come back another night, just pick up where I left off. I don't have to be in a rush. But with frequent fear, they do give you an option to upgrade to express with an extra charge. I know that there are some things. There's team members too. They direct you they ask you if you want to upgrade to express. So I believe you just have to show them your ticket. They'll scan it, and then you can just pay it right there. The extra charge for the express pass.
And one
Can
thing
we add
too,
to that, Mondo?
Oh yeah, keep going. You're good, Chris.
Oh no, sorry. Because we were gonna say, we do remember sometimes they would actually have the express after 11 p.m. at a discounted charge. Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys remember that.
Is it worth buying? What are your thoughts?
You know what? Fridays and Saturdays are probably the busiest days. So if you're one of those that's like, you know what, I can do all this if I'm there at 6 p.m. And you're feeling like, no, I got only 2 hours and I've only done 2 mazes. They did have that option. They do have that option. And then I would also suggest, the first week is going to be crazy. It's going to be mayhem. I feel like the best times to go, the last weekend of September or, the first 2 weeks, the weekends of October. As you wait closer to Halloween night, it does get crazier and then more expensive too. So Thursdays and Sundays, if your boss is okay with you showing up, late the next day or, Thursdays and Sundays are usually the way to go. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah. And I will say that 11 p.m. Express is worth it if you're like, I have 4 or 5 mazes and you really want to do it. It's worth it. I think it's worth it because you're going to crank out mazes like crazy from 11 to 1 or whatever the day, the night closes. It's worth it. Theme Park Trey says, do you actually have to pay for early entry? Nobody has to pay for early entry. I'm just going to throw that out there. Early entry is accessible to anybody that wants to just hit the lower lot and essentially miss the ceremony. So you do not have to pay because I feel like that always gets asked.
Yes.
Do not have to pay. Do not have to pay for early entry. All right. Overall, closing thoughts on just the whole event. HHN coming so hard this year, the full lineup. What are your closing thoughts, SoCal Pals?
We're just excited for it. Can't wait. Let's do it.
I know Universal still has some other announcements. They're not done.
That's right.
So they've got some stuff up their sleeves. So we're keeping our ears open for those.
Damn. Wow, there's more. Jeez. Cristal and Cris, closing thoughts.
We're so excited.
We've been excited since they started, since February.
We've been counting down since last November 1st of last year. Well-balanced year. We love the announcements. We love the scare zones. Everything is making sense. Can't wait to see what food and specialty cocktails they bring. The merch in HHN store. Yeah. Because remember everyone, the HHN store, quote-unquote tribute store, was always in the lower lot. But that became the Super Nintendo character shop now. And we had heard from someone a few months ago that was now going to be up at the Production Central store, which is right by Animal Actors. So keep an eye out for changes. Yeah. That store might close soon, and they might convert it. That might be the place to buy everything HHN this year. We'll see. Nothing confirmed, of course, but that's the speculation for now. If you guys haven't slashed that like button, what are you waiting for? This is the Ring of Fire. Happy Friday. We're having a great time. Thank you all so much for having us. Love it so much.
I don't know if you guys have heard this. I'm just gonna throw it out there because it's the perfect time to mention it. I heard there's a tribute store coming, and at first I thought it was gonna be the one by Ben and Jerry's at CityWalk. Mm-hmm. But I've heard there's a twist. It could also be where Skechers used to be, right under the food court.
Yes.
And then I also heard other, just it could happen speculation that it might go to Saviana's or what was that called?
The Chancla store?
The Chancla store. I'm just going to call it the Chancla store. I could never say that name. Say that name.
The Chancla store.
I was like, hey, if it came to any of those locations, the HHN fans are going to rejoice. a
Yep.
tribute store.
At CityWalk?
Yeah.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, and then if it could transition into like Christmas time too, it would just be badass.
Yeah.
That would be so dope.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
You can only
Well, we don't
imagine.
talk about Christmas till
Yeah,
till after
we're
Thanksgiving.
not talking about Christmas. We're not talking
Till
about
after
Christmas.
Thanksgiving. Till Thanksgiving. We don't talk about that.
Before or Andre, closing thoughts, HHN just in its entirety.
I'm really stoked for this year. I can't wait to go back to La Llorona again. I'm super beyond excited to see her make her return to the event. I can't wait to hear the cries, the music, the lighting effects. I think that's going to be probably the most beautiful lit maze ever at the event. Just the details that went so hard into this one. And, I'm looking forward to all the other ones too, Halloween, Scarecrow for sure. All of them. It's just going to be a huge hit for Universal this year. And, if this year does really well, I hope that they can go even harder for next year, for 2023.
Heck yeah. Before I give my closing thoughts, we got a super chat from Space Mountaineer. He says, do you suggest avoiding rides and focus on houses since rides aren't going anywhere? For me personally, I don't even care about rides. It's just irrelevant on a HHN day. The only one that I would even care to get on is Jurassic World because it's always fun to do at night. Other than that, enjoy the houses, the scare zones.
Yeah.
Instead of getting on a ride, go in Sideshow Slaughterhouse and just chill by the fire tower.
I'll be there every night just for the fire towers.
For me personally, like scare
Enjoy the
zones
people
are
screaming.
the funnest. Or with clown saws, dude, I love being in scare zones. Yeah, it's gonna be incredible.
Everyone else screaming.
Yeah, for real. But that's my suggestion, Space Mountaineer. Just focus on the scare zones and the houses. The rides, if you truly want, definitely. But that's not what you go to HHM for. You go to for Halloween. My closing thoughts on everything. I'm so thankful this event has come back, and with a vengeance. It seems like this all started. Was it like February, March? And they haven't stopped adding details to the Scarecrow, to Halloween, to La Llorona. It seems like stuff's still getting added. Legends Collide, for the ones that we can mostly see, they have still been adding details to facades. So I could only think that inside the mazes, they're still going hard in there too. I'm just going to say it. It didn't even get mentioned one time in today's live stream so far. I have a feeling the black walls are going to be at a minimum this year.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
And the reason I say that is just they started early. So I feel like this time around there was no like rushing to finish a maze or like rushing to get a maze even up. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I remember, previous year is like, dude, they haven't even put a maze here. Like it was like getting scared. Like, are they not going to use this location behind Mummy or whatever the case might be? But I'm excited. HHN is going to be a wonderful time. And it's just going to be fun to make memories and be scared and have fun again at HHN. We got Mark W with the super chat. He says, thanks for all the tips, everyone. Another awesome collab fire. Push! Before we get out of here, I just want to ask everybody one more question. The number one tip for HHN to have fun. Like the one thing you would say. I'll let Andre go first.
Just go in, enjoy, have a good time. This is the one time of the year where we just get away for one night from all the life's everyday problems, and it's always fun, to get scared by the actors. And if your friends are working it this year at the event, go and show your support and love for them because, we got to give our biggest appreciation to the actors because the actors, they bust their ass off every single night and they have to deal with a lot too. So that's also my number one tip as well. Be respectful for the actors because they put on a great show every year. And, just go have a fun time with your friends, and just make the best of it because HHN is back. They're pulling out all the stops this year and they're still continuing to add a lot more details to everything as it is. But all in all, everybody, just go enjoy yourselves, have a good time, relax, scream your head off, walk out at the end of the night with a sore throat.
Yeah. SoCal Pals, one tip to have the most fun possible, like the go-to for you guys that you would recommend.
I would say bring your patience. Just have a good. Just enjoy it. Don't stress. Don't worry about anything. Just have fun. Go with a fun crowd if you can. And just have a good time.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace getting scared. Just embrace it. Enjoy it.
Heck yeah. And Crystal and Cris, the number one tip to have fun at Horror Nights.
Go with the group. Go with the group. Go with some of your closest family and friends.
Yeah, especially if it's like your first time and you're like a little bit scared to go into the event. Just go in there with a group of friends and you'll enjoy it a lot more.
And if you have, go ahead.
Yeah, and again, go in with like a positive attitude. Because of course, if you go into it with like you're scared, like I just want to get it over with. Obviously, you're not gonna have fun.
Yeah,
so yeah, just enjoy it. Embrace. Yeah, just how SoCal Pal said, embrace being scared.
And if that means you got to step up and watch Andre, SoCal Pals, Crystal and Cris, and Mondo's videos to prepare for the group, then that means you're the leader. Do it because it's worth it when you go with the group. A lot of fun, lots of fun.
Yeah.
My number one tip, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Be the first person in your group. Just step up and be the first person in the group. Don't be scared. Let this be the year you're the first person in the group. The first person in the group is the scariest. I'm just gonna be honest, but just make this the year you do it. So
there's someone in the chat right now. We're talking to you right now.
We're talking to you.
There's
Don't
someone
be in the back. Don't be in the middle. Go in the front. But that is true. You guys, awesome tips. The most important part, like Crystal was saying, embrace the fear, because the more you fight it, the you're not gonna have a good time. And I feel like for me that was a big one to get used to, of like scaring the shit out of you is the fun part. Yeah. That's the fun part.
They can tell when you're scared.
Yeah.
The look in your eyes.
Yeah,
monsters
will scare you even more.
Yeah, monsters know, like, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, so embrace the fear. Like, it's all about being scared. That's the whole point of Horror Nights. Howie bailing with the super chat. 2 haunt challenge this year. Look, 2 haunt challenges when we did HHN, and then we closed it out at Scary Farm. But sadly, this is not an HHN live, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. It sucks that we weren't able to get annual pass to Scary Farm.
No.
We'll see how that plays out. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I'm going to have to say no, Howie. I don't even know if I'm going to go twice to Scary Farm. I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I was so disappointed when Scary Farm didn't bring back the pass this year. And I know a lot of people were too, but there's always next year. There's always next year.
Yeah, hopefully next year. I learned my lesson. If that's available, you buy it. Just freaking buy it.
They do sell out.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. All right. Once again, where can we follow you, Andre?
You guys can follow me at Twitter at Mr. Scary Dre. I also have my YouTube channel called Hauntsters Unite. So we'll be putting out some spooky content from this year's Halloween Horror Nights, and not Scary Farm, but mostly Halloween Horror Nights, because there's going to be so much to film this year. So, and we're gonna give you guys all the tips, the 411 on how to do the event in the coming weeks, because we're still pretty far away, but it's getting closer and closer. So it'll be here before we know it.
SoCal Pals, where can we find you guys?
You can find us here on YouTube at SoCal Pals. We're also going to be filming a lot at Universal. We got the Frequent Fear Pass this year. Yeah. So we're already there on a regular basis. So we're just going to be there even more, filming for Halloween Horror Nights. So make sure to check out those videos coming out.
Also, Instagram, SoCal Pals 323.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. And Crystal and Cris, where can we find you guys?
You can find us on YouTube. We do have the Frequent Fear. We have a Spooky Season Playlist 22. Instagram, Twitter. We do have a TikTok. If anyone out there misses the Toxic Tunnel, we do have a house music playlist on Spotify. You can find all that stuff if you click on our name in the chat. Go to our channel description. All of our links are provided down there below. But this is our favorite season, and we're happy to be here with all of you guys.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And right before we go, we got a super chat from Zaz Podcast. He says, Zay says, I may need to go alone on opening night. I got Frequent Fear Pass and can't find no one to go with. I went alone in 2017 because my friend Belle. Hey, dude, going solo adds to the fear, my friend.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You can't pay for those kinds of fears. You can't pay for those fears.
Yeah.
Hey, Zaz, I hope you have a good trip, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but just make the best out of it, dude. It's opening night. You can't miss opening night. There's no missing opening night. Once again, I want to say thank you to Andre SoCal Pals, Cristal and Cris. This has been a lot of fun, and I've been looking forward to this live to just talk Halloween. I love this. This is like our season, and I'm so appreciative that we get to do Halloween again. Because by the time you know it, it's the last chainsaw chase out. Y se acabó. That's it.
That's it. No more Llorona.
And I hate that feeling. So this year, I'm just in like, just give me all the chainsaw smells, and I'm just gonna soak it all in. I'm gonna soak it all in because like I'm just very appreciative and humbled to have this opportunity to go to this event again. And I know that the creative teams and everybody behind all of this, they put in the effort, and I can't wait to go in as a guest and see all this like imagination come to life. It's going to be incredible. All right, everybody. Thank you for your time. Do not forget to smash that like button. And thank you for your time. We are firing it down. The Cali Bake, Cristal and Cris, Andre, SoCal Pals are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.